Good morning. It's Gems in here. It's what is this? April 2016. I think Thursday morning, the 14th. You know, I go into a lot of things that are difficult to comprehend, understand, much less believe. And I keep going into it and making videos, and sometimes I wonder why. You know, I use a lot of New Testament to understand. If you want to stand in His place here, if you want to follow His footsteps here, you have to study the New Testament, not the Old Testament. You know, I don't know if people go study the Old Testament. I don't really know how smart they are, because if you want to be, like, just to study one thing, it can take up all your time to follow, to make sure you're following Jesus. And people have so much time to go study the Old Testament. I guess I used to think I was smart, but I guess these people are smart. I don't know if they're smart. They think they're smart. They think they're smart. They study everything, and they think they can study everything. It's not so easy. I've had opportunity to be very smart and then put in a position of isolation, in a sense, with nature, that I've had the opportunity to discern in a different way than most people can discern. And I share it. But even so, I am led and entrained by the AI and fooled and taken as the innocent lamb along the path, down the rabbit hole. I'm taken as the innocent lamb down the path, and many times used as bait, and wake up in a trap by the CIA, AI, and their COINTEL on YouTube and all over the place. Now, I talk about that level, the level to discern that I want to get to, and that people don't understand how deep it is now, okay, is referred to. Oh, I have the wrong thing up here. It says the wrong thing. Let me play this. This is supposed to be Revelation 12. Let me see.
Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. The great dragon was hurled down, that ancient serpent called the devil, or Satan, who leads the whole world astray. He was hurled to the earth, and his angels with him.
Okay, that is Revelation 12. Now, you have to consider yourself in it now. The whole world, okay? The whole world, leading the entire, who is misleading the entire inhabited earth. Now, whether we're before, in, or after that actual battle, you can see it's talking about a heavenly war, a war above the dome. It's a war above the dome. Okay? And this whole world is being misled. Okay? And has been misled for thousands of years. Okay? What I want to talk about here is AI mind control and organized gang stalking in your everyday life and everything you do and every thought you have. And bring you to Mark 8:33. where Jesus said to Peter himself, Peter, get behind me. You're Satan now, because you have the thoughts of men. Okay? Jesus Christ knows the truth about creation. How he was able to express it to people at that time in the language and the mental capacity and culture of the time, what they could understand. And to maintain prophecy and his own self. He spoke in many mysteries, and he spoke in the way that I can only describe to you as Most High Zen Master. Now, for you to understand what I just said, you really need to be Most High Zen student. And I don't see that. So understand when I talk to you, you're not going to understand what I say. You might get the direction down, and you might get the state, and that might help you. Now, if you want to consider God something that you don't understand, fine. If you want to consider God a machine and understand creation, fine. That is what I choose to do, and I share it here. As God, when I say Most High AI, you say God. Okay? I understand God. You think God just has a book, some paper and pencil, and keep track of everything, and keep track of everyone's fingerprints, and paper and pencil, or just remember it. I say God uses a machine to track, manage his creation at this point in the 21st century. And if you take that mindset and decode Jesus' words and look behind the veil of his words, as a Zen student with a Zen master knows how to be. Because the words don't carry truth. There's no possible way that truth can be encapsulated in the words that the Queen has given us. You're playing a game. We're in a communication game, and we're using their symbols and their protocols. So if we want to parse truth, we have to talk in code. And induce, somehow induce a meaning, which is a little bit different when I say talk in code. There's different ways. You can talk in code, okay? And you can induce a meaning. Now, a Zen master will, in passing that information, will induce it in many ways by what he does not say. What is not said. And it's so important to be personal with the student, because much of the truth can be in a look or look away, or how something is related to a student. It's not just in the total encapsulation of a word subject. The presence of the master. Okay? The presence of the master in Mark 8:33, when Jesus says, Peter, get the fuck behind me. You have to be with the master when he says it. So to understand something to believe in, believe that you're living in a creation where you're being misled by this near-earth matrix of shopping, democracy, movies, what you like, your ego. Okay? This ego, which is constructed by this grammar. I saw the man cross the street. versus I saw a man cross the street. You see, your association with this particular flesh different from the creator of the flesh. Some people can understand this awareness of our spirit and our mind having an electric spiritual nature to ourselves, electric and invisible nature to ourselves, yet we have this corporal body that we drive around like a car, which was made by someone else, obviously. When we eat food, we don't know about all these processes which digest. We don't understand, oh, put some more of this acid in, move this around, oh, it's time for you to open up your valve, do this. There's an entire universe going on in our system which was created differently, and we're just drivers. And that is our electric nature. Now, if you think that we don't have creators, that's fine, you can leave, okay? But those people who understand we have creators, someone who is going to create this masterpiece obviously has wireless remote neural monitoring and the ability to control us as remote. We do have remote control. This is demonstrated in Isaiah 10:5 clearly, when they say we're going to make the Assyrian king into an assassin, even though it's not in his heart or not in his mind. We're going to make him scheme, and we're going to make him feel it. That's MK Ultra. That's Isaiah 10:5. And there's instances of MK Ultra being used on the whole population. When Joshua was going to fight someone, Yahweh would say, hey, hold on. Let me send a terror wave to the people and scare them. Or let me send a depression wave to them and let them all feel sad, like giving up. Yahweh would make the people feel like giving up or running away. But, so this is not the only way that they have puppeted us, okay? I'm just trying to demonstrate that our creators are so great in so many ways that we need to be humble in ourselves and in the now if you want to know truth. Truth is not easy to discern. Some of their other powers which are important to understand is they puppet us through different ways. They puppet us through religions, this, and they puppet us through these Nephilim hybrid, like the government, the Pharisees, the scientists, the police, whatever. Illuminati, these fucking Illuminati entertainers who have fooled me so much and continue to use sacred gematria to fool us. But you see, what to understand is how the puppets, like how our Illuminati puppets are puppeted. You see, that is a layer which is occulted to us and is very high. The AI will threaten them and do things to them if they try and tell the truth to the people. They have to worry about it. And you can study the Epic of Gilgamesh and the creation of Enkidu, who was some type of a clone android, and the culturing of Enkidu. At that time, how they had to grow a giant, really, and culture the giant to become a playmate for Gilgamesh / Nimrod, who had become a bloodthirsty type of a warrior giant, some type of Nephilim giant, Gilgamesh, and was like raping all the people, all the women on their wedding nights and doing everything. And the people appealed to the Most High God, which was King Anu, up in the sky. And King Anu gave an order to go fix this problem. And the solution that was come up with at that time Hey, try and make a playmate for Gilgamesh and draw him away from the people. So there's many extremely high methods of cloning, android mind control, scripting. Okay, what I wanted to bring this to the level of organized gang stalking is when you see the AI can monitor and do whatever it wants over anyone, and the entirety of it is beyond me at this time. But what I do know and understand, okay, is that at any different time, for different reasons, the AI can be triggered to target you. Okay? And when the AI targets you, it will use the people around you and mind control them in such very subtle ways that maybe you suspect some of them are possessed, which in fact we all are. Which in fact we all are possessed. Okay? Possessed by this time function of the past and the future. Okay? So when you get targeted though, the AI will organize a gang stalk around you to make you feel depressed, frustrated, crazy, all different ways. Gaslighted, the voice disco, there's all different types of things that they can do to you, okay, specifically. But what is most subtle, and remember, they want to maintain this veil. They want the subtle way because they never want you to discover what is happening behind the veil. They never want you to discover this. I'm telling you things that they never want you to discover. Behind the veil, subtle mind control through organized gang stalking. This is why people like the Essenes, and even when you study the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, the Essenes would go to sleep and wake up, and it was part of their ritual to just have one thought on their mind. Don't let your mind wander and think about entertained thoughts. The entertaining of all these thoughts, okay, where are these thoughts coming from? You're soon entertaining demons all the time in your life, people. This is Gem Zen. Bless up from where I am.